Where is Alan?
He's appeared. He's on.
Oh, is he?
For half an hour.
Lies.
Heard all about your PC stories. They were very entertaining.
Thank you, that's very kind.
Anyway, are we all here?
Yeah, we're all here. Let's get on with this shit show. Come on.
Yay!
Welcome to the Conquistabores. Tonight on the Conquistabores head due south as they attend the first ever TNA pay-per-view. Entering the Golden Gauntlet tonight is Double J, Euan Taylor, the Vampire Warrior, Phil Doyle, the most dangerous man in the world, Cameron Phillips, and Geordie out of Melbourne, only tonight on the Conquistabores.
First of all, can we all take bets on whether Alan watched the entire show or gave up after like 5 minutes?
Whoa. I watched the entire show before any of you.
He did, actually, yeah. It was like literally like a week after the last record, Al's already watched this.
Poor bastard.
It's me that skipped a bit.
Oh.
No, you didn't, did you? I watched the entire thing. It's in my YouTube history.
I skipped a bit, and when we get to it, I will say that I skipped it.
Okay. I look forward to hearing what particular bit was that offensive to you.
Oh, take a guess.
Why don't we get there progressively through the pay-per-view like we're supposed to?
That's a good.
Jesus Christ! Is he the captain again? Is Alan the captain here? What's going on?
He's the captain of the ship, baby.
Well, I do have a couple of prepared statements I would like to read out before the thing starts. But
yeah, I was going to say Al's wanting to take the floor at the start, weren't you, Al?
I was just at the start, but you guys can do the introduction and everything and talk it up and all the rest.
Oh, can't we? Thanks, Alan. That's awfully kind of you to say so.
And then I've got my two prepared statements, and then I'll be quiet for the rest of the podcast.
Are these like death threats against me because I've heard them before?
Right, I think it might be a spoiler, but first of all, let's just allocate the blame and whose fault this was.
It was me.
It was me, Austin. Me all along.
All along. Yes,
for God's sake,
fault.
why? Why?
Because I hate you. No. I just thought.
I knew it.
We've spoke about the beginnings of the WWF, we've spoken about the beginnings of WCW, we've delved into ECW, but I wanted to show a bit of attention to the sort of bastard son of professional wrestling, which is quite ironic considering. I just thought it'd be interesting to see how did TNA, now known as Impact Wrestling, begin? And it was this car crash of a show.
See, I had that thought, like, we should do a TNA show, but I thought, we should do like a good one, like one of the best ones.
No, we've got to start with the bad to get to the good.
So, can we just get some context around this? Because like my TNA history is like a little bit vague and woolly. So, so when it started, like there was no TV show behind it. It was just like a weekly pay-per-view thing.
It was literally a weekly pay-per-view, and it ran for about 100 shows. So you'd pay $10 a week on pay-per-view to watch.
Jesus,
and people did that.
Yep, a lot of people did it actually.
So again, just to get the context. So this is like post WCW sale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of post invasion kind of time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So the dust has settled. WCW's been binned. You've just got the WWF monolith, and then if I remember my history right, Jeff Jarrett's dad basically bankrolls his company.
Yep.
Is that essentially it?
That's pretty much it.
Well, Jarrett had his own company started before this. I don't know if you remember the WWA.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling All Stars.
That's
it. Shows in Newcastle. It was terribly entertaining. It was.
Tell me more.
Entertaining.
But they had Bret Hart as the commissioner, and a lot of guys who were in this were also at that show, and it was very entertaining. It was. They even had Nathan Jones was there. What more do you want?
No.
So really, like in this time, like starting a second wrestling show isn't the worst idea in the world because there is no competition essentially, is there? You've got WWF. Ring of Honor is around, but it's not anything like it is.
Ring of Honor won't have been anything yet. No,
like,
no,
very,
Ring of Honor was very
regional,
much dropping the bucket.
Yeah. So, like, another pay-per-view size company does make sense because you've got, like, this whole audience that's been kind of, like, lost over the last kind of 2-3 years, basically, since the height of the Midnight Wars, haven't you? So, broadly speaking, TNA isn't a bad idea.
Yes, broadly speaking. We'll get into why it possibly was a bad idea.
Yeah, in a bit, yeah.
And this is the pay-per-view they chose to launch the whole thing.
This is how they launched the great good ship that is TNA, NWA Total Non-Stop Action.
This is what confused me, like, you know, with lack of a TV show behind it. Like, how was was it just like through the internet? Was it just kind of being sold through like local radio and that sort of thing, like proper old kind of regional style?
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there was literally no TV, and when you look at the people in the crowd, I think the audience they were going for was pretty clear.
Yeah, because I think the fact that it's called TNA, which has got the obvious connotations,
Finale,
which they will. Which I think we can agree they lean on quite heavily during this first show.
They bloody do
extensively.
Yeah, they do for a number of years until they get rid of the nice ladies.
Anyway, so when and where are we, Euan? Come on.
We are at it's June 19th, 2002, and this came from the Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
You can properly tell him. Banjo playing Alabama as well as the show goes on, by the way.
It's very...
The show goes on for like the first 30 seconds, you're like, this is the South.
We'll get to all that. Yeah, this is definitely the South.
Can I just make an observation?
Yeah, sure can now.
The show is called Total Non-Stop Action.
Okay, I know where you're going with this.
A 15-minute promo to start it off with.
Yes, it's 18 and a half minutes until we get the opening bell of the first match.
There was a story for that, apparently. You can make it out. I've read this. During one of the dark matches, the rope broke. So they were trying to fix the rope, and apparently that was stalling out until the crew had managed to repair one of the ropes.
Oh, God. What an auspicious start. I think I wrote down, because I wrote down, bless that pyro, because they have got some pyro.
I wrote C- pyro.
Yeah, it's not anything big. And then, when the crowd comes in, I've written down, the crowd sounds a bit like wrestling does now.
No.
It was
sparsely populated.
Piped in.
Yeah. And hardly anybody in the actual arena, because I think it's not empty. Like, you don't get to see...
Not full either.
Like, you don't see the other side opposite the hard cam, do you? Or you only see, the hard cam side. You don't really kind of see, remember the... was it one of the WCW shows where, they showed the other side and it was completely empty? And all the crowd was, herded into, was it WCW Greed, wasn't it? One of the last ones.
It was Greed, yeah, it was Greed.
They were all herded into one part of the camera to make it look busy, but they kept showing the other side by mistake because that's WCW.
That's WCW,
yeah. So the crowd, I think, it doesn't look empty, but it's not full, is it? But the crowd, they're up for it. They're Southern. They're here for wrestling. They're here for wrestling.
They're here for something. I don't know if it's wrestling or if it's family reunion or something.
God knows.
Is now the time for Alan's prepared statements?
I think.
Yes. Okay. I think it might be. Right, two things. Number one, there's a guy on commentary who is possibly the lowest man ever in wrestling.
Would that be Ed Farrar?
And I don't even think we should call him by his name because he doesn't deserve it. He adds literally nothing to this show at all, other than embarrassment. And he's guilty for doing one of the worst skits ever in wrestling, which was Oklahoma, which I'm sure you all remember.
Jim Ross's alter ego not alter ego, but the rip-off of Jim Ross in WCW.
Yeah, the WCW interpretation of Mr. Ross.
Now, I think that could have been funny, somebody just yelling slobber knocker and all these catchphrases and stuff like that. But I don't see, I'm not even JR's biggest fan or anything, but I don't see why they had to give him the squinty eye and the droopy face sort of.
The Bell's palsy,
yeah, that was just absolutely horrible. And the fact
terrible.
The guy did it with Steve Williams as well, made it even worse because obviously him and JR fell out over the whole brawl for all, which we have covered. sort of thing as well. And I just thought that was terrible. And if you thought this guy was any credibility to wrestling, his closing joke at the end of the show, right? I'm surprised I haven't even edited from, because it's a TNA's official website, this, isn't it?
It's on the TNA official YouTube
channel.
I cannot believe that I haven't even edited that joke out at the end, because it's very low in my opinion. Jesus Christ. So that's that out the way. I just think that I don't know how long the guy did commentary for and stuff, but
not very long, thankfully. You'd be glad to hear.
I presume he's only there because he's Vince Russo's mate, but yeah,
pretty much,
probably.
Because is it Ed out first? Because we get people out first, don't we? Is it
no. The one, the only, as I wrote in my notes, Don fucking West was out first in that wonderful shirt.
Yeah, like no one's dressed up. We're going to come back to this, but like this is your prestigious first pay-per-view. No one's in a suit.
That's
apart
wrong.
From who was
Mike
it?
Tenay is.
Yeah, Mike Tenay's in a suit. He's dressed for the occasion. No one else. Mm-hmm. Ed comes out wearing some kind of pleather outfit that he must be absolutely roasting in.
With that dodgy white man dreads.
Yeah, it's that thing. It's that period, isn't it? It's the early 2000s Limp Bizkit kind of popular time, isn't it? That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's that kind of time. We don't want to talk about it anymore.
Is everybody ready for a little TNA? Because I know that's what I'm all about. And I'm not necessarily talking about total non-stop action. I'm talking about TNA!
I mean, I love Don West. Don West and TNA just sort of go together for me because Don West, you can tell he's not a traditional wrestling announcer, but the way he gets so enthusiastic about anything he's doing.
Yeah, my problem was once they got onto the mic, like I couldn't tell the difference between them at all. It was just like a blancmange of noise coming through my ears for the rest of the show.
A blancmange of noise.
That's a great description.
Thank you.
Have we finished Al's statements before we?
No, I've got point number 2.
Oh, I thought you got.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I'm just, I'm dying to hear these because I was asking about these at work and I wasn't allowed to hear.
Well, I don't think they're that exciting, but okay, this is my nostalgic Alan coming out here, right?
Oh, here
nostalgic Alan loves all
nostalgia. When's nostalgic Alan ever away?
Wait, nostalgia.
Oh,
that's what it. Yeah, I'll write that down.
Oh, I like
write
that.
one
I
down.
like that. Okay, that's.
Thank you.
So what it was is, I'm love the nostalgia and the old wrestlers and the rest of it, right? And like sometimes you just wish old wrestlers would be there. Like in 2002, there's guys like Shamrock and Scott Hall, people who you think, oh, they've got a lot to offer to the business because I loved Razor Ramon and I loved Shamrock in '99 and stuff. And then you realise why WWE doesn't employ them, because they literally couldn't give a fuck about anything. They're just turning up for paychecks, literally, with the most phoned-in performances you've ever seen. And there's other guys on this pay-per-view you can put into that. I think Buff Bagwell's one of them and stuff like that. They're literally just... They're there, they're getting the crowd... they're doing very lazy things to get the crowd popping, but they're just... The wrestling, the effort they put in is just pretty bad in my opinion, which I'm sure we'll get to. As the night goes on. But I just think it's like WWE knew what they were doing. I think when you see who they kept from WCW and ECW and who they let go, I really do think they knew exactly what they were doing.
Could see writing on the wall for them, couldn't they?
Yeah, isn't that that thing that Buff Bagwell got sacked from the WWF because his mum kept ringing the office?
Well, that is one of them, yes. But
I don't know if that's like an urban legend or something or whatever, but apparently
that sounds like it would be completely true.
Yeah, because every single time he wasn't on Monday Night Raw, hhis mum would phone the office and bombard them with calls asking why.
Oh God!
Now, has anybody watched any follow-up shows?
No.
I'm just curious how the went. Like how I've just watched a couple of highlights, and Scott Hall does put some better effort into some future matches. Not every future match, but some future matches. And then the Sign X pack is one of the major signings a few shows on, I think it is.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year, he comes down. And it's interesting, but I get there's a main eventer they're trying to push, 2 main eventers they're trying to push, which again I'll get into later. One of them's obvious, and one of them I think's because of connections, but neither of them I think particularly stick with the fans. But anyway, let's go on, and we'll get to these points more when they go. But sometimes nostalgia just doesn't work.
Yeah. Well,
no.
They lean on nostalgia pretty early because they bring out like a big raft of legends, don't they?
It's all about total non-stop action. Tonight, a very special evening. It's an evening that revolves around history, and history on so many fronts. Number one, we are going to be respecting history. The legends of the NWA are in attendance. People like Harley Race, Dory Funk Jr., and Ricky Steamboat.
Who else is it? Jackie Fargo?
Jackie Fargo, Billy Bob Armstrong, Corsica Jones, Sarah G, Bill Behrens, Ricky Steamboat eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I must admit, I follow wrestling quite a lot and all the rest of it, but I have no idea who Jackie Fargo was. Sorry.
No, I had to Google him as well. I
think I've only heard him do like wrestling podcasts, like Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about them or whatever, or Ric Flair talking about them, that sort of thing. But again, none of them dressed up. Not one of them.
No, I mean, I was amazed Dory Funk didn't come out in like some like tank top number.
Pretty much. I mean, Steamboat was dressed for golfing, not for like the opening pay-per-view. It's ridiculous.
I mean, this is after Mike Tenay's speech about how the NWA TNA are going to respect history, and how they're going to do that is have their main championship defended in a Royal Rumble match that then boils down to a traditional match.
Yeah, in typical WCW fashion.
And then to top it off, all the wrestlers come out to tell the fans how shit the main event is.
The gauntlet for the gold. Two guys are going to start, and there's going to be a total walking down this aisle. That's the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life.
What do you mean? Explain yourself.
Ricky Steamboat, did you win the title in a stupid battle royal?
No, he beat
Dory, did you win your title back in 1902 in a battle royal? Hell no, you didn't.
It was 1969.
This is the biggest joke of an NWA title that I've ever witnessed.
Yes.
Yeah, this is my big problem with it, right? This is my big problem. When not only is the opening promo 18 minutes long, but it also then immediately by Jeff Jarrett gets completely run down at the dust. I'm okay with Jeff Jarrett if his whole promo and his whole thing against it was, why do I have to go through a battle royal? Why can't I just have a match?
Yeah, why can't I be given the belt?
I am deserving of a title shot straight away. Why can't I be given the belt? That would be fine. But then for him to say, Jackie Fargo, did you win the NWA World title in a battle royal? No. Dory Funk Jr., did you win the NWA Battle Royal? No. It's just like, right, okay, so we're just shitting on the main events format already.
Yeah.
Well done, Double J.
Great hypothetical in here. Suppose things had been different, and bear in mind all these NWA legends were there. If Flair was there, and then it's like, did you ever win the title in a Battle Royal, Ric Flair? Like, yes, I did. It's
yes,
the
I
best
did.
Royal Rumble they've ever had.
Fair play.
That wasn't the NWA title, though, to be fair.
It wasn't. No, sorry, you're right, because it wouldn't be on par with the NWA title, of course.
No, it wouldn't be at all.
It goes to show you, if the main event's booked right, Battle Royal for the title can be terribly entertaining.
Yeah, well, exactly.
My other problem as well with like this bit where you've got all the people coming and interrupting because music hits, and it's like, I don't know who that music is.
Yeah.
So you have to wait for them to come out.
It's the first show.
I guess in a way that's kind of good. You don't recognise the music because then you've got the sort of thought of, who's coming now?
Who's it going to be? Oh, it's Ken Shamrock.
Yep.
Oh, I recognised Scott Hall's rip-off Razor Ramon music. I thought it was quite a good little cover, yeah.
We learn in this early going, by the way, that Ricky Steamboat says that this belt means more to him than any other title he's ever won.
You know something, ladies and gentlemen? This belt, of all the championships I've won and all these gentlemen that stand here with me, this belt means more to me and to them than any championship I've ever held in my life. The NWA Championship.
And that's coming from his heart.
Lies.
And,
he does say that, yeah.
Yeah. Steamboat will also be the guest referee for the final two of the Gauntlet for the Gold.
Yes.
And apparently Jackie Fargo, A, cannot use a microphone, and B, can just change matches on a whim.
Obviously.
Jackie Fargo seems to be part of the booking crew.
Is it Commissioner Fargo? Do we miss something?
No, he's never referred to as such. It's just like kind of going, yeah, well, Jeff Jarrett, for you mouthing off, you can be number one in the gauntlet for the gold. Ha 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 ha. And it's like, and then Mike Tenay goes, well, Fargo's just laid it on the line because they're the NWA legends, they can make the rules around here. It's like,
exactly.
Really?
They respect them, Cameron. They respect them. You see?
Well, they respect, but they can just make them. It's just nuts.
That's what happens.
I've got it down here. Scott Hall does not look good.
No, he doesn't.
You can tell it's Scott Hall on the slide, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. He just has to kind of turn up and just go, hey, oh. And then it's just like, hey, that's the crowd going mad, but that's all he really has to do.
Scott Hall also won the Intercontinental Championship in the Battle Royal. I just thought I'll put that out there as well.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, he's not complaining about if Jackie Fargo won it in the Battle Royal, is he?
Nope. Apparently, I read this somewhere as well. Scott Hall is also posing with a T-shirt from a strip club.
Nice.
Is that what it's on his T-shirt? I did wonder.
That would be a very Scott Hall thing. That would be a very, very Scott Hall.
He's just come from there.
Yeah, drunk off his face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's just been enjoying the company of Decadence, whatever her name might be.
Oh God, who knows?
Yeah.
So, but the next one I have is like, how do you come off an 18-minute talking segment where there's been no wrestling? Well, how about a woman with massive tits interviewing a midget?
You want to talk about TNA? I got your total nonstop action right here, baby. With me is the original midget killer puppet, the Psycho Dwarf, and he's told me that he's got something that he wants to say.
That's right. Let's start the show off with midgets. Why? Because midgets are the true stars of this country. The day I came out of my mama, yeah, I said the day I came out of my mama, the nurses and the doctors just stopped and stared. When I was a little child, weeble wobbling down the street, everybody stopped and stared. And now TNA brings me to Huntsville, Alabama, and they got these two midgets up at T.O. in Hollywood. All I want to say is I want to see some midget blood.
I had no clue what's going on at this point.
This is my big problem with this as well. Half of this show is all banging on about how we respect the traditions of the NWA and this wonderful prestige that this title holds. And then in the very next scene, you're getting, we need more fighting midgets.
Yep.
Like, what?
It's Psycho Dwarf. I've written down the Psycho Dwarf.
The Psycho Dwarf, who has such great lines as "Let's start the show with some midgets." Jesus.
Yeah.
They basically had this promo with he wants to see some midget blood, and I sort of just wrote down, "No, thank you."
I wrote down, "What is happening? What is going on?"
Yeah.
Like, have I skipped? I for a second I was like, "Am I seeing like a weird YouTube advert?" And I haven't realised. I'm like, "Is there like a little skip video?" No, this is actually what's going on.
Just to rewind a second, did we missed the point? I think we did. Sorry, where Fargo puts Jarrett in at number 1 for the Royal Rumble.
We mentioned it briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We said.
Sorry, I didn't. I must have zoned out at that one.
That's a little dig at Cameron there. Look at that, Jesus.
So,
Shots fired. Shots fired.
All Jarrett, Shamrock, and Scott all think the main event sucks.
Well, yeah.
So why did they care about winning it then? Why did all three of them decide not to enter the match?
They wanted to win the shittiest match going, and there was nothing else happening.
The NWA belt, the prestigious NWA belt, which is at this point, is it prestigious?
No.
No, it's well down. I'd argue that the NWA title is better off now than it was back then.
It's a stretch, but yes, I think so. Compared to this,
come on. When you got Nick Aldis is walking around with it doing the £10 of gold, it's way better than that.
I'll give you that.
To be fair,
yeah,
because you've had it before this. Because the title's vacated, isn't it? Which is why we're having the gauntlet for the gold.
Yep.
So who had it previously?
I'd have to look it up. Hang on. You guys talk. I'll find out.
Well, I know Jarrett had it in '98, didn't he? He was part of the WWF thing when he was the NWA champion. That was 4 years prior, so I'm sure it's went with quite a few guys.
Probably.
Oh, okay. So the words are hard. So the previous champion was, in fact, Dan Severn.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
With his sweaty T-shirt.
Oh my God!
And before that,
fight him. That would have been better.
And then. Before that, the belt was held by one Shinya Hashimoto.
Right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He won at Clash of the Champions 2001.
This belt has got such a weird lineage. It's not even funny, is it, at this point? It's just going all over the place. But yeah, I think it's. I suppose rather than it makes sense for them to do that because it's a name brand, especially in the South, that will bring people in, as opposed to the quote TNA Championship, whatever that'll be, which I guess they introduced a few years down the line. They must bring it in a bit later on, I guess.
Usually in typical like WCW/TNA fashion, when they like fall out with NWA or something and have to use their own title rather than NWA's.
Yeah. Anyway, first match.
And what a match this is.
Did anyone do this thing on the promo or the introductions to this match where you're like kind of going, who's in the team one? Oh, it's AJ Styles, it's Loki, it's Jerry Lynn. My God, that's a pretty good team. And then you're like, who are they going against? Elvis impersonator.
The Flying Elvises. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've written down. Yeah. Boy, they're really going for the Elvis gimmick, aren't they? They're really going for it.
Yeah, all three of them, all dressed in a similar fashion.
I've written down,
jiggling their hips like Elvis.
You're talking about legends and respecting legends. You've got a team called the Flying Elvises. Why isn't the Honky Tonk Man there?
He's not Elvis, he's the Honky Tonk Man.
But he would have turned up for money for that, surely. He would have turned up for guaranteed a very low payday, but he would have been there. And then you have the Flying Elvises managed by the Honky Tonk Man. Come on.
That is a no-brainer.
Thank you, Euan.
I can see where you're coming from, but I don't need 4 Elvises on the screen.
Yes, we do.
I would also like to point out, this is after Mike TNA goes over a speech regarding this. We're now going to showcase what we call the X Division. These guys are going to do things you've never seen before, and the first thing we see is 3 random men and 3 Elvis impersonators. It's like, good start. Well
awesome.
done.
Well, of course, that had been done before on Father Ted. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Well played.
Now, I would also like to point out that the Legends are watching backstage on the world's smallest monitor, and they don't like the Elvises. They're not fans.
Well, it's in the front to the south, surely.
This feeds into the whole thing about, the traditions of the NWA versus this modern, jazzy, wild breed of wrestling in TNA.
Meanwhile, all those strippers dancing in cages at the intro ramp.
Yes, exactly. This match is decent. Mm-hmm. It's more of a showcase for each individual, I think, rather than any kind of sort of functional sort of match to start with. It does end when Loki hits AJ Styles by accident, and then is it Jimmy Wang Yang that pins AJ? Yeah.
I actually like of all people in the match. I thought Jimmy Yang came out the best. I really liked him in this match.
So did that.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with that. I really thought he came across as the best guy in the whole show, if I'm honest with you.
Because really, I think it's a few years early for AJ and Loki, isn't it? Because AJ it's weird seeing like a not smooth AJ Styles.
Yeah, this is very, very early into AJ's career. Yeah. He's really sort of big in like Jersey All Pro and Ring of Honor, but I think in this sort of massive national audience, he's still very green. But obviously, in a few years' time, he's running the show basically. But now, definitely like. The Flying Elvises are definitely a much smoother team. Yeah,
and Jerry Lynn's probably like starting to go again. He's like probably on the slide down because, after all the ECW years, his body's probably not in the best of condition.
Wow!
Don't forget his stint in WWE.
Oh God!
He was WWF light heavyweight champion. Al, they do mention this on commentary.
Jerry Lynn, former ECW heavyweight champion, former WWF light heavyweight champion. He's the veteran of these 6.
I like that. Sorry, I like the way they did mention previous federations and championships. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. They're not afraid about it either. Just kind of call things out and refer to history and stuff.
He's never been afraid of mentioning other organisations that are not the one he's working for. So that's nothing unusual.
What was Loki's name when he was in WWE?
Jeff.
Oh,
it was.
It's not. Senshi was his other TNA name.
Barry.
Loki, wasn't it? He's always Loki.
I think it was Loki. Hang on.
Barry Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Began with a K. I'm sure it did. I might get mixed up.
Loki. That's where Loki came from, because he was Low Keith, because he was quite short.
Oh, Jesus.
Caval, that was it.
That was it,
yes. That was the one.
Caval.
There you go.
That's a terrible name. Should be called Barry.
I was going to say I was going to say Cabal, but that's the dude from Mortal Kombat.
6 minutes this match got, and it was quite good, I thought, for what it was.
It was functional enough.
And it's quite a statement, they don't front load it with, people who the audience knows. Like they don't
Well,
chuck
they've done
Scott
that with
Hall.
the opening segment.
Well, that's true. I'll give you that. But I suppose if that was shorter, and you kind of go straight into this match, they're not chucking names big well-known names who are on TV with other federations. It's people who they can build for their own use. I mean, like I said, it's probably only like AJ Styles and Loki, I think, are the only ones who kind of continue on. Like, I don't think Jimmy Wang really did much, did he, after this? I think I checked. He kind of was like low-tier SmackDown and that sort of thing over WWF, and then just kind of retired after that.
He had a fair run in SmackDown about 2005, 2006, I think.
Yeah.
With the cowboy hat on.
It's only really AJ's the one who kind of who's going to come out of this as like a big star, but it's as their first ever match, like it's not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's passable as an introduction.
Yes.
Yeah. Next match though.
Are we moving on?
Yes. Quickly, we're going to move on quickly past the dances in the cages.
Oh yes, I know that.
Yeah, because we keep TNA. Yes, we know, we understand. Thank you.
After Puppet the Psycho Dwarf appears in the first opening promo saying we need more midget wrestling, there is a midget match, but not involving him.
No.
Again, he was just there for the payday. He wasn't there to actually do anything.
T.O. versus Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I actually enjoyed this match.
It wasn't the smoothest match in the world, was it? It wasn't the smoothest.
No, it wasn't. But I think it was never going to be.
I think like when you have like the first move is botched, and then it's just kind of buckle up.
You've
this
set
is going to be
stall,
a few minutes.
really.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
think it was offensive for a 3-minute match. I thought it was, it was okay. What does TO stand for? He told us, and I can't.
TO. It stands for Total E Outstanding. TEO.
Totally. Oh God. Totally extreme.
Totally outrageous or something. Was it like the E was E, wasn't it? Yeah.
Totally
outrageous or something.
Yeah, it was
like
five-star 1980s gimmick right there.
I mean, it was a match that happened and it finished, and it was quite quick. Moving on.
It had a twisting sent-on finish. I gave it some points for that.
Come on, we're getting to my favourite match in a minute.
Oh Jesus!
Okay, but we'll skip past the TNA girls again because please
skip past.
Please make him stop. I don't want to just keep dancing in the cage. It's demeaning.
Jesus! I just realised what's next. Oh
we
no!
The women's. When's the women's?
We are about to hear from Francine and co.
Right.
Welcome to the bit that I skipped.
Can I ask why?
Because I was just like, this is going to be more right. I've not seen this bit, but I would imagine it is sort of semi-titillation, and it ends in a mass cat fight.
You are correct.
I mean, just to clarify, these are the kind of like they're not even called women wrestlers, are they?
No,
because they're not even referred to as anything other than objects. It's disgraceful. So they're Ed and Donna in the ring, and they're announcing a lingerie battle royal to determine the title of Miss TNA. So not even for a title, not even a batch.
No, come on, Miss TNA. I think you'll find it a prestigious title, Phil.
At which point I've written down, Ed needs to fuck off.
When we heard about something that was coming up next week, we couldn't believe it, and we wanted to give you a sneak peek. And I'm talking about TNA. I'm talking about the Lingerie Battle Royal. I knew you'd like that. So when we heard about this, Don begged, I demanded that we give you a sneak peek tonight and start bringing out so you can get a glimpse of the eyeful you're going to get next week. So let's, without any further ado, Don, start bringing them down.
He really needs to fuck up at this point.
The really annoying thing about Ed Ferrara, right, is his character.
Don't say his name.
Can we call him Cunty Bollocks instead?
The really annoying thing.
Wow.
The really annoying thing about Lord Voldemort on commentary is that I can understand if his heel persona is sort of having a dig at like old wrestling and the NWA part of TNA. Fine, not a problem. But in this, he basically displays an ignorance about every single person that's in front of him. At one point, he denies all knowledge of known about Rey Mysterio.
Good. Yeah, sorry, he's gone up me estimations.
Wow.
All right.
Al's running hot tonight. Jesus.
There's another one in which he, right at the start, where he denies all knowledge of Harley Race, and just says, "Who's this guy? Is he wrestling tonight?" It's just deeply bloody irritating, and it's not like kind of like, "Oh, he's such a heel," kind of way. It's just irritating. It's switch off.
His next question is, how much does that guy weigh?
Oh God, that's right.
How much does he weigh?
So, among the many pieces of furniture that were in the ring during this segment, well, let's be honest, we're calling them objects. I might as well go all the way. Were former ECW stars Francine and Elektra, Daphne from WCW, and a very young Alexis Lurie, otherwise known as Mickie James.
I noticed that. Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God, that is Mickie James."
Like Francine steps up, and it feels like they're like recycling ECW stuff straight away, pretty much.
Well, they are, because she's calling herself the Queen of Extreme. Then that gets Elektra up to basically say, to accuse Francine of, quote, single-handedly bankrupting another company, referring to ECW. This then started the catfight, resulting in Francine ripping off Elektra's top to expose her bra, and eventually there's just a whole lot of bullshit, and this segment finally ends.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, like, because there's a cat fight and Don steps in to pull somebody off, I'm pretty sure he cups a feel when he does that.
Well, yeah, probably.
Dear.
I'm pretty sure he does. And it's
this segment was not good.
And then it cuts back to the dancers in cages, like, come on! Like, it just feels like Voldemort in the ring, just kind of seeing what he can get away with. It's just,
Okay, so the cat fight happens the following week. Who's your money on? Who won it?
Nobody.
Francine.
No.
Alexis Lurie.
I don't know if she was actually in the. I think she
Jeff
was.
Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett. He said Battle Royal sucks, so he's going to win this one as well.
Going to win this one instead.
It was run by Taylor Vaughan.
Who
I think was in that segment. Better known as BB.
Oh God.
Was she there? I thought she was. I couldn't
remember. There's too many people to write the names down. It was a horrific segment.
BB.
I had no idea until I watched Armageddon '99 for the pay-per-view project that BB actually existed.
Yes, BB's the EMT.
I had to Google her. I was like, who the hell is this? Yeah, I had no idea she existed. I did not have any memory of her whatsoever.
Wow.
Anyway, is it time for my favourite match?
I think it's time to talk about.
Well, be Al.
Is this the Johnsons versus Psychosis and James Storm?
No. We need to speak about the promo before this with Goldilocks and Mortimer Plumtree.
Yeah, which.
To be fair,
Jim Cornette.
Mortimer, yeah, exactly. I was going to say he's the Poundland Jim Cornette. But to be fair, Mortimer Plumtree is probably the best thing going on this team.
Well, considering you've got two decks, yes.
His name's good, and I don't know if that's because he's got the word plum in it. I don't know if that's another penis reference.
He does feel like somebody he'd be marrying, will be managing what are they called? The Beverly Brothers or the Rougeaus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would probably work. Yeah.
Like you could probably drop him into the late 80s, early 90s WWF, and he would fit in there really well.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Oh yeah, he'd be like
Memphis or something like that.
Now you mention it, he screams like 95 WWF, doesn't he?
He could fight, yeah. But yes, the
managing
story,
the goon.
The story was fantastic. He got bullied at school, so he decided to do something about it, get a Harvard education, and then come back and bully the bullies. And now the bullies will do anything he says or dress like anything he tells them to.
So he dresses them up as willies.
So I think we need to discuss this. So they're dressed in flesh suits. They're wearing like bodysuits, flesh coloured.
Yeah.
They're called the Johnsons.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are really leaning into the penis joke this much.
They are basically a walking advert for Durex.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
And which, by the commentary, you can tell Ed Farrar Voldemort thinks is the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So you can clearly know whose idea it is.
You know, I'm not going to say he's getting pounded by a Johnson.
No, of course.
Released overhead suplex and tag into the other Johnson. There you go.
Will you just look at the legs on these Johnsons? Look at the legs on these Johnsons, and then think about the grammatical construction of that sentence.
I wrote down at this one point, imagine having it on your wrestling resume at some point you were a penis.
I like even a cool penis, like All Out, you know, when the penis druids came in and talked. No, we can't talk about it anymore, can we? Because
they are should not be named.
I'll cut that out. He's a douchebag.
They're called Richard and Rod. Rod.
Yes,
Richard and Rod.
Yeah.
I mean, like some fucking 4-year-old came up with this gimmick, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous.
It's pretty bad, yeah. And they took on. I wrote down here. So the Masked Dicks took on Cowboy, James Storm, and Psychosis.
What a tag team!
Again, a good team.
Yes.
I kept calling them the Dongs, which could have worked as well.
Oh, the Ding Dongs. That's a WCW classic.
I kept calling the Dongs, but anyway, it works as well.
Well, the problem straight away we hit, which commentary is really nice to point out at the same time, is that you can't tell the Johnsons apart.
Attempted a pinfall by, I'm not sure whether this is Richard or Rod, obviously, with the snap suplex on Psychosis. Cover and another 2 count and only 2.
That's a very interesting point you bring up, Mike, today, and that's something that I think that Mortimer Plumtree was probably his brainchild. You have them looking exactly identical. You have them dressed exactly the same. There's not one difference between the two of them. You'll never know who you're in there with.
Well,
no.
Not really, no.
No.
Because once you've seen one Johnson, you've seen them all.
Oh, there we go. But it was really nice commentary to point that out and keep going over that point over and over again, that you couldn't tell the two of them apart, to kind of make their product seem amateurish.
What amazed they were trying to build psychology in a match that involved 2 dicks.
It's hard to tell them apart because they're twins.
Ah.
They went on to have a very brief spell as Gemini in the WWE.
Oh my God, that was them?
I think they're twins. Anyway, they look very like.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, they don't seem too bad. They're like two big beefy dudes.
Oh yeah.
And it seems all right, but it's just that gimmick is terrible.
Costume. If they were dressed in something different, I think that segment would have worked quite well. But why would anyone think that was a good idea?
Yeah.
Because Vince Russo's a fucking idiot. That's why.
I mean, they don't even look that much like penises, to be fair.
Well, they could.
Just their flesh colour, don't they?
They should have went the full hog and had sort of red masks on, just go all the way.
With veins. No, you can't. You can put red masks on that look like tampons. That's a different thing altogether.
Well, that's next week, I think.
Yeah, and then I think at some point, is it someone comes out? Was it Alicia comes out halfway through the match to kind of?
Oh, I don't know.
For some reason.
Yes,
she's trying to save it.
The referees had problems with her by the looks of things. He has to appear to be quiet.
Yeah. But then you get I think again it's Volmont commentary's asking the cameraman to go lower on when she comes out, and it's like, oh, just fuck off. Volmont, just fuck off.
I have no idea. Storm, she's standing there with her hands on hips, just taking it all in, observing the scene.
I'm just begging for the cameraman to go a little lower on her.
I'll tell you what, though, while that was going on.
You just got your wish.
She's the referee. She wants the referee to make her brother Ken Shamrock win the Battle Royal, you see.
Yep.
No, I see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Was that Ryan? Was that Ryan Shamrock?
It was. Ryan Shamrock.
Oh man, I just switched off on that bit. I just didn't have any clue what the hell.
When the casual misogyny started for the commentary, like, oh please, just don't, just come on, let's just not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I reckon this would have been a decent match. There's like a double snap suplex by the Johnsons, which is quite good, but it's just ruined by the gimmick and the constant snickering from commentary. It's just ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else pick up the name of the referee?
No.
The referee was Slick Johnson.
Wow. Doctor Style Slick is the referee now. I didn't even realise.
No, so you've got Slick Johnson and the Johnsons in the ring. Now, Slick is not related to the Johnsons, thankfully.
So that's already, if you're going to do a storyline, that's what you go for, surely, is the kind of relationship between the Johnsons.
Yeah.
I don't think I had another match. That's the relief.
Yeah, I think this was a one and done, which is sad because I think we all wanted to see more Mortimer Plumtree, but alas, no. So let's go on to our next segment, which I think could be quite relevant considering current times in the category of this should never have been aired on TV.
Are you talking about backstage with the Dups, or are you talking about with the NASCAR racer?
I'm talking about R-Truth versus Mr. NASCAR.
So is it Sterling Marlin?
Hermie Sadler is the
Sterling Moss.
Sterling Martin and Hermie Sadler are the two NASCAR drivers.
They couldn't be any more southern, could they?
No, I heard the banjos were pouring through my screen.
Yes.
I think they are probably, if they're still around, accepting the election result quite gracefully. Just a hunch. Just a little hunch.
Well, yeah, somebody has to.
So R-Truth / K-Crush comes out, and things take a turn.
K-Crush, jeez.
I've written R-Truth. He's R-Truth. Look at him. He's R-Truth. He hasn't even changed his gimmick.
I've just written a black man interrupts a NASCAR driver in Alabama. And this is what effectively this boils down to.
You want to come down here and pick on these guys? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't your kind come down and pick on my kind right here, right now? How about that?
Who comes to save the day? Well, everyone's favourite Brian Christopher Lawler.
Yes.
No. Let's call him what he is. He's Grandmaster Sexay. Call him what he is, Euan. He's not. He's not changed his trousers. He's not taken the glasses off. Like they say on commentary, like he was Grandmaster Sexay, and I was like, no, he flipping still is. Look at him. He's dancing like an idiot.
Well,
he's got the stupid glasses on.
Whether to call him Lawler or Christopher.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
that is true.
I think they go with Lawler in the following weeks. Yes.
Can I have like a moment here to just say that having done a lot of his shows for the pay-per-view project, it's actually refreshing to see Brian Christopher in a wrestling ring without Jerry Lawler on commentary denying all knowledge of ever seeing him.
Yes. I can imagine that would be kind of
that was a slight kind of like, at least I'm not going to have to put up with that this time.
No, you just need to put up with his actual wrestling talent.
Why did they never actually go with that at any point? I don't understand. It's an easy storyline right there in front of you.
But the only time they acknowledged it, was he not brought out by The Miz when him and Jed had that sort of slip thing, and it was like, here's your son, he's an absolute washout failure. And then you had...
They did the angle in Memphis, and it did really well.
It's got to be Vince, surely. It's got to be Vince just saying, nah.
Probably, yeah. It's the stupid old fucking man. He should just go away already.
Speaking of old men who should go away, here's Jackie Fargo with Double J again.
No, yeah.
There you
it's
go.
Not just Jackie Fargo and Jeff Jarrett. It's Jackie Fargo, Jeff Jarrett, and a lot of friends.
A lot of friends.
Yep. There are a lot of kicking each other in, and it's terrible.
Yep. So we go from that to more ECW rejects in the form of Christian York and Joey Matthews against the Dups, Stan and Bo.
Do you get it? Do you get it, Stan? Stand up?
Yeah, I didn't get and I get fluffed up. I don't get bowed up. Can someone? Is that American? Can someone explain that one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Not at all. Sorry.
Okay. Joey Matthews is Joey Mercury. I just throw that.
Yep.
He is. Yeah. He is.
And so one of the Dups is Trevor Murdoch.
Correct.
Is it?
That's all I've got.
Yep.
That's it. That's the entire match done.
He's a bloody member of the KKK and all, isn't he? Or is that Dick Murdoch?
That was Dick
Murdoch.
No, that's Dick Murdoch. No, okay. Sorry. For legal reasons, I have to withdraw that statement.
Allegedly.
The jury shall disregard that statement. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the story here is with the Dups that Stan and Bo are cousins. However, Fluff is also cousins as well, but apparently Fluff is dating both Stan and Bo, so this is all southern as fuck already.
Cousin and girlfriend is how they're referred to on commentary, which, again, seems like a Voldemort idea.
Here's the thing, though. You've had a whole show thus far of, trying to appeal to, shall we say, a certain southern style of wrestling fan. You've had NASCAR, you've had Let's Beat Up a Black Man, and you've had
all the typical southern tropes, yeah?
All the typical southern things that they love to do at weekends. And then it's like, and then all of a sudden you're introducing this tag team and saying, oh look, here's some southern guys, they're both cousins, they're Glassy that's with them is their cousin, but it's their girlfriend as well. You're like going, are you really? Who are you aiming this at? Is this saying?
It's not aimed at black. It's not aimed at black people. It's not aimed at white people. Who is your target audience?
Let's rip the piss out of the people who are in the building.
No. Don't you worry. The building for something, because the following week, they have to fight these effeminate guys, and they refuse to wrestle because they're gay. There you go. That's what they were building too.
That's fine.
Is that what? Is that
that's okay then? That's their face turn clearly.
It's the Rainbow Express, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I remember that.
So this was a match. It didn't really do much, but it didn't really offend me either.
It just happened, didn't it? Basically.
41 seconds. So
again, functional enough, but just like wrecked by either commentary or stupid gimmicks, or it's just ridiculously crap.
It's not good.
Well, how are we going to improve on that? Let's have a country and western break.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yes, Toby Keith to come out for no reason.
I fast forwarded this bit as well. I was
we get a bit of video first, don't we? We get a bit of video. Then he's actually on stage doing his song.
I mean, why? I mean, I know why, but
I've written down this bit. This segment's more American than Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
That's for sure.
And one of the lines from the song that got my attention was, "We'll put our boot in your ass. It's the American way."
And you'll be sorry that you messed with the USA. Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
I think that was in Trump's promo.
That was his campaign slogan, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then Double Jeff comes out to interfere.
Oh, of course he does.
Because he's a country music guy too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate country music. Can I just point out, I really hate country music. I hate it. It sounds the bloody same. It's always like...
fuck my sister, I didn't realise it was my mom.
That's an audio clip from the show I'm going to do. You see, this kind of country western music, where it's like the kind of the bad southern kind of style of country western, that's not good. But, Johnny Cash, and, you've got, all the other ones whose names I can't come to mind right now.
Johnny Cash wasn't exclusively country, though. Johnny Cash was equally at home in the Grand Ole Opry as he was at Reading Festival. Johnny Cash was not exclusively country. He was not sitting there singing, I got my dog and my wife, and that wasn't, when he was doing Folsom Prison, he wasn't just,
I'll give you that. I'll play the bad example.
Yeah, okay.
So... Johnny Cash, no, don't go touching Johnny Cash and lumping him in with this. Because, yes, he had that roots in that kind of Nashville, Tennessee kind of area, but he was much, much more than that.
Yeah. I think this kind of toxic southernness isn't the best kind of country western music, but I think the song was written, I checked, I think it was written after 9/11 as like a kind of...
Oh, God.
All right, so it's in that category of like
Bomb the Towelhead sort of kind of flavour to it.
America.
I was ready for the Confederate flag to get dropped from the sky at one point, because up to this point I think we've done everything else.
Which is weird, because when Double J comes out, ostensibly it's a heel move to interfere with the song, but he wants the main event to get going, and I'm like, well, I tend to agree with Jeff. Can we just get this guy off?
Let's get the main event nobody wants to see.
And get this thing on the go so we can get this thing done with, because,
I mean, as we've already said at this point, if you were playing Redneck Bingo, right, you would have nearly completed your card by now. But here's the thing you're missing, right? You're missing actual real-life Nazis. Now, I looked into this, and apparently in week 4 of this pay-per-view debacle, right, you get Don Harris, who used to be Jacob or Eli Blue in the WWF in 1995. He appears wrestling with an SS tattoo visible on his arm and an SS t-shirt, and no one bats a fucking eyelid.
Wow.
So, yeah, if you had actual real-life Nazis in your Redneck Bingo, then you'd have to wait
4 more shows.
Give it a few more shows, and it's just right there.
Here's a quick question. How many of these monthly pay-per-views do you think TNA ran? Sorry, weekly pay-per-views that TNA ran?
You probably said... You said at the start, didn't you? It was about 100?
114.
Oh
Jesus.
my God!
So at $10
this
a
went
shot
on for like what? 2 years.
2 years. The last one was on
Sober.
September 8th, 2004.
My God.
So we're doing number 2 next time, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to do the entire run. Yeah. That's my next pay-per-view project.
Oh my God!
I've
Please.
nearly done the first one, and now I'm going to do every single TNA.
TNA.
Actually, don't. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
No, I'm not. No, seriously, I'm not.
It sounds like it sounds like they're kind of running it kind of old school regional kind of style, of just kind of going from like venue to venue sort of thing.
No, they had been
like
the same
loops.
venue for as long. Then they moved
The
to
same
the Asylum.
venue?
Yeah, the same venue. Then they moved
Really?
it to the yeah, it was at the same place. I mean, who else is going to let this bumfuck show broadcast live every week?
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I hadn't considered that.
So we then go to our main event, at which point everyone's just like, thank the Lord.
Right.
Uh,
So
we're
Jeff's
going
number
for-
1. We got Jeff number 1, and we in the corner for the gold.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
Number 2 is Buff Bagwell, I think.
Wow, what a hot opening.
Buff Bagwell. The Buff Bagwell gets eliminated pretty much straight away, but then the wonderful thing is that this timer gets stuck.
Oh, yes.
So you just, they're like kind of going, well, we would introduce another person, but the timer's stuck at 90.
Have to wait for a bit.
Who else do we get in? We get
Lash LaRue comes out next to complete indifference.
Lash LaRue, in complete difference, and then he gets bombed out.
Yeah.
By the time Norman Smiley comes out, they're not actually bothering with the timer anymore, probably because it's stuck.
Who's now born in England, by the way. That's a little
Yeah.
crack.
I was going to say when we watched what WCW show that had the tag team tournament in the International
90,
World Cup.
Starcade 90.
Starcade 90. Yeah, well, he was from Antigua, wasn't he? And
yeah, changed
Yeah.
that.
It was a British colony, wasn't that, or something?
Yeah, it was a British colony. Yeah, but he's actually born in Northampton, of all places.
Yeah.
So Norman Smiley goes out.
I mean, Jeff Jarrett at this point is in full John Cena mode.
He is in full. Yeah, he's a bit like Brock Lesnar at January's Rumble.
Yeah.
He's like knocking
them out left, right, and
and-
centre.
It's very WCW dregs at this point.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah, this entire show is dregs. But anyway,
I have some trivia though. I don't know if you guys maybe realize.
yes, please.
Oh, go on.
So, the wrestler Justice, who do you think he became later on?
We're not even nowhere near him. I'm
just saying, like, just a random.
Why don't you wait till we're actually at number 9? We're only at number 4.
All right, Dad.
That's you told.
That's all right. I'll go.
I'm just saying, we've got to keep it a structure. There we go. We'll get there.
Ow.
Yeah.
This show has no structure. This show's a fucking mess.
So who's up next? Apollo. I've got no clue, but he's a big lad.
Who does stay in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then you get K Quick, who's looking actually quite good, who doesn't seem to age. K Quick, weirdly. And then you get, I've got down here, I've written just Slash, is it?
Yeah. Slash.
Yep.
From Guns N' Roses.
The guy from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No, he's from PG-13.
Oh.
Remember? We are the nation of domination. Yeah, remember them guys, yeah?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then you get, is it Del Rios?
Del
Del
Rios.
Rios. Now,
He
Del
noticed
Rios I
he's-
wrote down is a small version of Scott Steiner.
I'll put
Yeah.
down he's a shit Scott Steiner, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they dressed them up on purpose, isn't it? Just we'll make you look like this.
It's like they'd booked Scott Steiner, but then the Scott Steiner didn't turn up, but he had his gear there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
this guy.
They made someone go, just wear this, no one will know.
He's just slightly too muscly to run properly. Did you notice?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a
He
question.
kind of like muscly waddles himself into the ring.
Del Rios wrestled in the WWF. Who did he wrestle as? He had one match.
Undertaker.
I know this, so I'm not going to...
You know that's okay.
Who did he wrestle as?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who did he wrestle as? What was his gimmick?
without touching them.
Yes.
Or barely touching them, I should say.
Well, yeah.
Oh God. I don't know.
It was the wrestling magician Fantasio.
Was
Never heard of
he?
that. I've never heard of that. I'm going to need to Google that right now.
Oh, you have to Google that. Google that shit, Phil. It's amazing.
The first time we've seen... Oh! Wow, did you see that?
He turned that candle into a walking stick.
Very nice. Fantasio making his way to the ring.
His debut.
He's going to be taking on Tony DeVito here this week on WWF Wrestling Challenge.
No relation to Danny DeVito.
We don't think.
You think his first name was Alberto?
Oh, well, did he beat up women for fun?
Not in this day and age. Who's next? It's Justice. Euan,
Justice. Who did Justice evolve into?
I've written it down, so I won't say it.
Okay.
I know it as well, so.
Cameron?
Well, so it's up to me then to answer this. Oh, God. Justice. I can't even picture him. I've lost complete track of what he looked like.
When you connect the dots together, it actually makes sense.
I've got no idea.
So Justice, otherwise known as Joseph Park, otherwise known as the Best.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh Christ! Never even knew that. Never even clicked on that one. No, didn't know. That's
because he wasn't covered in like tacks and blood. That's why I didn't recognise him.
Well, yeah, I have got a note on here. One of Justice's moves is to hold his arms out and yell.
It's not like the Ultimate Warrior did that, surely.
I've got a little thing on here, by the way. We a thing on the ring apron. I noticed that it had nwatna.com.
Yeah.
Right. I'd like to point out that as of today, guys, that domain name is for sale.
Oh my God! How much?
I think it was like packages started like $500. So
holy shit!
Ooh. But part of me was like going, if this is like $5 or something like that, we should just buy it. Just to have it reroute to the Conquistabores blog or something like that. It's just hilarious.
Just reroute to the Pornhub.
You'll enjoy this more. But it's, oh my God.
Filled with men who are just as sweaty.
Yes.
Conan next.
Who never ages either.
Phil, whatever floats your boat. Phil.
Yeah.
Again, reject, Conan.
Yeah. Again, he looks a bit different from last time we saw him.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
A little bit different. The ring's really properly filling up now. Like, really properly filling up.
It's a bit too busy right now.
People now, yeah. Next one, we've got Joel Gartner. Who is the only man... Do you want to know the hilarious Joel Gartner story?
Go on.
Right. Target in Carlisle.
Oh, I know this story.
About 2.5, 3 years ago.
I think it was.
And I think it was a miscommunication somewhere because there was like, usually it's customary for them to send over like a filmed promo package for the month before they arrive. And I don't think anyone had either told him or he had misunderstood that Target is generally a family show. So Joel Gartner sends this promo video that is far too rude to show to kids.
To be honest, it probably wasn't, but technically speaking,
it was. They had to put it on like their YouTube channel under like privacy setting.
And the quintessential stud muffin will be touring with Target Wrestling. So I will see you in May. And well, it is I, the lyrical miracle, the sexual, intellectual, the cunning linguist, and the quintessential stud muffin. Joel, you know that they want some, so get a ticket for your girl and your mum, because when I come to England, they want to see me come, and I'm gonna stick it in their bum. Gartner.
Oh, it was hilarious. It's so funny.
Do you still have a link to that video? Because I think we should splice some parts of that in here.
Don't think I do, but I think they took it down rather rapid, but it was just so funny. He was standing outside the ECW arena for crying out loud.
Oh, for God's sake.
It wasn't as if he'd sort of sat in his kitchen doing it. He'd actually gone to Philadelphia at the ECW arena and was like, promoing outside of it. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, it's great. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Carry on. Next one.
Bruce, yep. Not Springsteen, but just Bruce.
Kwee-wee, as we remember him from last we saw him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yes, he's homosexual, of course. So.
Obviously.
Yes, I've got that here. We've had racism, so let's have some homophobia as well.
Yeah, why not? Get it. It's a Rumble. Get it in there. Why not? Then it's who's next?
Rick Steiner.
Rick Steiner. Weirdly.
Oh, yeah, Rick Steiner. Oh, I just written down as well. Do you notice that Bruce's partner was called Lenny? So it's Lenny Bruce. Little,
I got that.
Little thing there. So Rick Steiner is apparently here to do the ceremonial clearing of the ring.
Yes.
The ceremonial clearing.
Well, there's always that one person that enters a battle royal to get rid of everything.
Yeah. I've just got like David Attenborough commentating on it now. And here we see Rick Steiner walking
the dog-faced
down
gremlin come in for the ceremonial.
The rare breed of dog-faced gremlin walking down to the ring for the ceremonial call of the clearing of the ring.
Yeah. So far, you've had 5 people eliminated by Jeff Jarrett and Rick Steiner. They're the only ones who've done the elimination so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
then
Rick
next
Steiner
is
2 out, and then it is Malice.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, who did Malice grow up to be, or who was Malice before?
John Cena.
I also know this as well.
No. Cameron, do you have any idea?
Bruce Hart.
Once again, I'm struggling to remember what the hell he looked like.
Okay.
Was he a big tattooed
I know that
man?
he's dead.
Yes.
He died not long after this.
I'm going to say one line, and I think, well, this line basically tells you who it is. It's the Wall brother. Malice is the Wall from WCW.
Is he?
Tank? No, it wasn't Tank Abbott, was it?
No, not Tank Abbott. No. Oh my God! Yeah, he's the Wall.
He's Sergeant Airwall. That was his other name, wasn't it? Sergeant Airwall.
Oh God, that's right. Then he became the Wall. What an evolution!
What Pokemon evolution?
They teamed him with Berlin, didn't they?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, because he was the Berlin Wall. Yeah.
There was a tag team here with that guy from WCW. ECW, sorry. The Minister, is it Minister?
Yeah,
Minister. Yeah, James Mitchell.
Yeah, and he Malice is here to chokeslam fools apparently because he does that and then eliminates. How many does he eliminate? About 6 people. Because he takes over the ceremonial ring clearing from Rick Steiner, eliminating Ricky in the process, and just hoofs people out left, right, and centre.
And next we've got the gentleman who does a ceremonial bar clearing.
Yes. Scott Hall, who on commentary said has left the WWF by mutual agreement.
Wow.
His definition of mutual differs to everyone else's.
That covers a multitude of sins, that sentence, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. There's a razor's edge to Jeff Jarrett.
Did anyone notice, I think Apollo goes to a top rope move, but then everybody moves to the other side of the ring?
Yes,
so he's just kind of sat on the top rope. Just sat there for ages. And just kind of like really awkwardly climbs down and kind of gets back into the mix.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. It's like, oh, no one's playing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Although written down, he does do a pretty good super kick on Malice at that point. He kind of gets down, really embarrassed, and goes, I need to take this up a little bit. So bang, kicks him out. And then who comes in next?
Is it Tony King?
It's our country music.
What you been watching, Cameron?
It's your boy Toby Keith returns to the ring.
Sorry. Yes,
and to be fair, gives Jeff Jarrett what looks like a pretty good suplex.
Let's say that.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
And then him and Ramon, Scott, all eliminate Jarrett. They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Did get him out.
And yeah, it was quite a funny bit with Toby Keith in the ring, I thought. But there you go.
I thought maybe like a couple of punches or something, or maybe a chair. But no, he delivers a pretty good looking suplex. Like if you compare it to like top of my head, Jon Stewart hit his chair shot. You remember like was it with Seth Rollins?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
Like like at least he's committed to it. You know what I mean? At least he's kind of pulling a proper move out.
That's true.
Yeah.
15 is Chris Harris from WCW.
Yeah, but he's.
I don't know much about him. I must admit.
That could be most of this crowd, surely.
Is he not the one that went on to form America's Most Wanted with James Storm?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, so he's the Wildcat, Chris Harris, yeah.
That's it.
He was Brandon somebody, was he?
He was Brandon...
Cutler?
I
don't know.
In ECW, in the sort of reformed ECW?
Yeah, in the WWE, was it?
And
Walker, that's it.
Brandon Walker, that was it. He lasted about 2 months or something like that, didn't he?
And then I don't think we get any eliminations till the end now. So
no.
The Vampire Warrior next.
Who could that be?
Gangrel.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Goodness me.
Yeah, apparently so.
Keeping up the theme, we had Devon Storm Crowbar next.
Yep.
And then Steve Corino.
Oh, we can't skip past. We can't skip past a bit with Scott Hall just stops and just relaxes in the corner, watching everybody else wrestle. We can't skip past that, surely.
Scott Hall gasses out from doing nothing and just takes a break.
Yeah, because what's great is he kind of looks up, he realizes no one's there, and then I think what kind of shows, even at this point of his career, Scott Hall's got an amazing wrestling mind. He just leans back, elbows on the top rope, and just kind of crosses his legs, and gets a big pop from it. It's like, if only he didn't have any kind of substance abuse problems, he could have been such. He just Scott Hall, how much was that curtailed by all his demons and stuff? If he could have kept clean and kind of kept going through that period, how great would it have been? But
yeah, would have been awesome.
As bad as Scott Hall got, at least he didn't go on pay-per-view and show his snake to the world, unlike somebody else.
True. Yeah, we can grant him that.
Kenny Shamrock's next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sporting some very nice sideburns.
Oh yes,
I realise that.
He's got a bit of the Wolverines going on tonight, hasn't he?
And then finally, number 20 is Mr. Christopher or Mr. Lawler. Depends who you are.
Depends on who you ask. Yeah.
It's Grandmaster Sexy. Just call him what he is. Just Grandmaster Sexy.
He does the ceremonial ring clearing.
Yeah, because I remember what I was doing. I was when I'm watching it, I'm kind of writing down the matches stuff. So I normally have a web page open with the matches and the results and stuff. I remember I kind of looked at the end and I was like, he gets 4 eliminations at the end.
He does.
Yeah.
Which is the second highest of the match, behind Malice.
Wow.
And it's like, really? Really?
And then I just thought I'd say one of the most stupid spots in wrestling, which it happens so many times, but it's stupid. Why does Scott Hall do the razor's edge next to the ropes the other way? Where he can't even complete the move anyway because he's facing the wrong direction. So why would you do the move in that in that direction? It makes no sense.
The answer to the question is he was drunk.
Yeah, and he gets thrown off the top rope. Yeah,
he does. Yep.
They've done that spot loads. He does it in the King of the Ring final, Lone Art as well. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Why in a lot of matches with Shawn Michaels, I'm pretty sure he does it as well.
Why
are you facing that way? It doesn't make any sense. You can't do the move that way. So I don't know.
So a lot of bullshit happens, and eventually we get down to our final 2 combatants.
Oh yeah, they are written down. Shamrock throws out Christopher so the grown-ups can finish the match.
Well, yeah.
Well, yes.
Then Malice eliminates Apollo off camera, so you can't really see it.
Yep.
And then your final 2 are Malice and Shamrock. Because I think out of that Rumble, it's interesting they picked Malice as ostensibly a big person.
Yeah, but he was half of a tag team. I don't think he was going to win, was he? It's
it doesn't make any kind of sense. If you're going to push somebody as a single star, they kind of make him seem really strong. He does eliminates loads of people, chokes down and pulls left, right, and centre. It's like they kind of really build him up. But like you say, he's in a tag team. So why would you do that?
Can I point out as well that Shamrock has the ankle lock on Malice for a 7 count during this match?
Yes.
It's like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I think that Malice was screwed out of the NWA title result of that.
Oh my god!
The Alabama screw.
Your boy Steamboat comes in now to the reference, doesn't he? And then we kind of get into the a proper one-on-one match. And there's a nice little spot I like when Malice goes to choke slam Shamrock and he turns into an armbar.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And he gets to the rope, and then ankle lock that goes on for about 5 minutes, and then Steamboat starts having a go at Shamrock.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I just think it's a bit strange. Guys who you think might have done better or more effort, like Bagwell or Conan or Rick Stein, no, they're just there for the payday and a 2-minute match and they're off.
Yeah.
They really try and push Jarrett, which obviously because it's his company, isn't it? So
makes sense.
It's that danger, like when Dusty Rhodes was Booker from WCW, and people just got fed up with him winning everything all the time. And I feel that here. Now, the other guy they try and push is Brian Lawler. I don't think is a good choice because obviously he was just a sort of a tag team guy in WWE, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think it's because the Jarrett's relationships with the Lawlers, he gets pushed more than anything. And they can't get him over as a main eventer. He's just not, sadly, is he?
He hasn't got it, has he?
No,
he hasn't got
not
that
at
factor.
all. Not at all.
Whatever it factor Lawler had as like a talker, as a promo guy, like he just hasn't got it at all.
No, it's not passed down the chain. Definitely not.
I literally cannot remember if he even speaks a word ever. I can't remember him saying it. Other than him dancing with glasses on, I can't remember anything that he does.
He would occasionally scream, would he not?
He's got the kind of hyena laugh.
He didn't even do the worm, did he? Didn't even do the worm. What's the point
He
of
doesn't
it?
do the worm.
That was
Scotty does the worm.
Exactly what I'm saying. He doesn't even do the worm. Like he wasn't even the high point of the Scotty Too Hot.
Oh right, yeah. Aye.
He wasn't even the high point of Too Cool.
So,
maybe he put the glasses on Rikishi. That might have been his role. But other than that, what was his point? What was the point of him?
Well, the whole thing's topped off with a belly-to-belly suplex. What sort of finish was that? But Shamrock hits the belly-to-belly.
But he's the most dangerous man in the world, Al. His belly-to-bellies will be lethal.
And it's also respecting the history of the NWA by having a fucking shitty move finish the match.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well,
they respect history, Alan. Come on.
6 minutes or something that went for, and it was so obvious Shamrock was winning, wasn't it?
Well, 3 minutes was the ankle lock, surely.
At least.
And then
well, for 7 seconds.
And that is your end of this TNA pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's it.
Pretty much.
Week number 1.
I think it's safe to say that it's amazing this show went 113 episodes more.
I am absolutely astounded that this show went any longer.
It must have made money then off the pay-per-view buys.
No.
It must have, surely. To kind of carry on going, it must be making some sort of money.
It was funded by Daddy Jarrett.
It hemorrhaged money all the time, TNA.
Still does, to the point.
Shocking, isn't it?
Let me see. Hang on.
It's only because it's been over the years bankrolled by some idiots. No. First of all, Jeff Jarrett's dad, and then like Dixie Carter's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, AJ Styles won the X Division title the following week.
Yay!
Good. Or the X Championship, it was called something like that.
This whole thing probably got by for so long because people were so desperate for some kind of alternative to the WWE.
That's fair, yeah. I think that's what it was.
That's
Unfortunately,
probably the only reason this got by. Had this, say if they did this now,
it would die
like, it would die within a week because when Ring of Honor are fairly strong, pushing what they do, WWE are in a position to be in the WWE.
Yeah.
You've got NWA, you've got AEW. The market now is a lot more crowded than it was back in 2002.
Yeah.
So this would tank overnight if you tried it now.
Well, even just like
and
just
you know what?
The gender politics of it is bad enough, but it's just you can never get away with all that kind of stuff now. But yeah, like just the actual, like you say, it was like doing a show at the time made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think as much as I dislike Jim Cornette for many, many reasons, I think the one thing we can describe this show as is the outlaw and mud show of pay-per-views.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that day. It's like when Jim Cornette describes AEW as the outlaw mud show, it's a load of shit. This is an outlaw mud show.
Yeah,
it just happens to have like cameras and lights and
exactly. But when he has pops at AEW, he's just being ridiculously
jealous.
stupid.
That's all it is. He's just jealous.
I don't have as much time for Cornette as maybe used to. I think if you're presenting like a really, really old school, serious wrestling style, then Jim Cornette's your man for advice. But not when you get such brilliant bits as steak dinner debonair, and you just like
it started off as steak, it ended up with just like a cow being walked in by the end.
Yeah, pretty much. I watched that segment about 10 times in a row. I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
But it was just, and Jim Cornette blows a gasket over it because it's not two men seriously trying to kill each other. But yeah, anyway, this show.
Dare I ask where this is going? Because I think I've got an idea. Table of fun.
The question is this. We have to ask ourselves, is this better or worse than Brawl for All?
This is worse than Brawl for All.
Yes, much worse.
It's worse than Brawl for All.
I did it. I got a new champion. Unfortunately, it's at the bottom, but I was
the bottom end of the table.
At least with Brawl for All, there's something of a novelty about it because you're seeing all these guys fight for real. And it's like, okay,
just in front of your eyes.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny in the way that it kind of blew up in their faces because the actual guy they wanted to win it didn't.
Yeah.
That makes Brawl for All over. Brawl for All's pretty crap, but overall, it's way. I'd rather sit and watch all the Brawl for All matches again.
And at least you can watch like the other parts of Raw that have got like The Rock and Stone Cold in it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So you get a bit of a break away from the terribleness. Whereas this is just like there's like say there's like the opening match is all right. And then after that, it's just like there's good bits, but it's just so kind of covered by this. Like the commentary doesn't help it, the gimmicks don't help it.
Nope.
Like how I don't understand how TNA became a thing. Like it makes no sense. It just seems to like.
No, but it's just I'm saying that the only reason they did is because people were just clamoring for anything that wasn't WWF.
And I think because it was like laser focus as it says in the audience.
And the fact they had a bottomless pit of money, it would seem at this time.
Mm-hmm.
If they had to make a profit, then it would have been
different story.
Yeah, different story. What are you saying, Al?
The Johnstons, they were fantastic.
John, no.
Rod
So
no.
Let me sum up what we've discovered tonight. Tonight we've discovered there's something worse than Brawl for All, and for that I would like to say you're welcome.
Yes,
thanks.
I'll
Thanks,
applaud
Euan.
that. I'll raise a glass to that. Yes.
We never thought it would happen, but here we are.
So, gentlemen, the gauntlet's laid down. Can you find something worse than this show?
No,
You'll be very hard pushed.
No, I'm not interested in the bottom half of the table. Please,
I don't want to go down there again.
Find crap shows.
Okay. So who is driving the ring?
Next in Goldberg's words, yeah.
I think it's me.
I think it's Phil. I think Phil's the only one left.
It is Phil.
Yeah. I'm just going to find the list. Because I did have an idea, but I don't know if I should change it.
Oh, no.
A good old-fashioned classic pay-per-view to cleanse our palate.
Yeah, well, unlucky, Al.
Wait, you trying to say this is not a classic?
Oh, no. We're going to do December to Dismember, because it's December next month. It's Christmas.
Okay, I'd go with that if it was a choice.
That's not a bad idea, to be fair.
God.
Or Survivor Series, because it's kind of close to Thanksgiving.
I watched that show live. I've never wrote down the word fuck as many times in my entire life.
Yeah, Cam, on another side note, we were at that thing in Darlington, when we had the Christmas
we were
party
at that posh hotel at the regional party.
Yeah, at Sky Sports, so I watched some of it.
Yeah, we watched that when we were absolutely out of our minds, weren't we? And it was just like, yeah.
See, I'd written down, I think I did this ages ago, because I saw like a GIF on Twitter, and I was like, I quite want to know the story behind that match.
Okay.
And I'd written down Starrcade 1992.
Right. What match?
I'm not going to tell you because we'll discuss that when we actually get to watch the debut.
Oh my God, no. No.
I've got no clue I can't remember what's going on with that show at all anymore. So
Phil, I'm going to read out what Starrcade 92, Battle Ball, the Lethal Lottery 2. No.
Oh, I've already watched it.
Then you have to watch it again now. We can just remember it, can't you?
It's not the Vader Stevie Ray one, is it now?
Yes. No, sorry, it's not. My apologies, it's not.
I've seen them both, so I'll have seen it. But okay. Just when you thought all the trash was over with.
Haven't we already done the Lethal Lottery?
This is the second one.
This is the second one.
Why do we want to do a second one?
Because
I think there's 3 in all, isn't there?
Oh no!
The only saving grace I can see is I can see names like the Great Muta and stuff in it, and Masahiro Chono. So there's some hope there.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh no,
okay.
no, I've seen it. It's awful.
So, what was your alternate, Phil? Did you have an alternate?
I haven't got an alternate, but I was just thinking. Then not Christmas, but because it's. Hang on, I need to remember which one it is now. I'm going to edit this out while I try and find it.
Please give us the right show. Don't do another Halloween Havoc on us.
I'm auditing it first before I do anything else.
Okay, good.
No, that's not it. Go for it. Right, we need it, boys. Hang on. There we go. Right, so. Right, I'm back. It's so country. Yeah, so whoever said it was Christmas kind of had this take this thought off going in my head, but not Christmas. Right. It's we're probably closer to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving equals Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Okay. Whichever one you choose will be better than that. Yeah. And
I was thinking that I've not gone. I don't think I've gone for a proper nostalgia pick for a long time.
Okay.
I'm kind of going all around the place, and this was probably one of the first WWF tapes I got, and it has got some crackers in it. So I think we're going to do Survivor Series 1988.
Well, I don't have to watch it.
Survivor Series 88?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing over the other one you've made?
Yes.
This show is four matches on it. I like it already.
Yeah.
The opening. No, sorry, it's not the opening match. It's the opening match on video, not on the actual pay-per-view. But they've got the 20-man tag team match, and it's the greatest Survivor Series match ever, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this the one that we were getting ready for the Christmas night out one year, Alan?
That's the one.
We stuck on in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, we do that.
I think it's the best.
As an end-of-year Christmas treat, I've given you some crap over the last kind of... I've done a lot of WCW shows. And like I say, I've got a lot of nostalgia for this one. That 10v10 Survivor Series match, there's a moment in the match which I think might have been why... Is that too much to call?
When you became a man, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, it might have genetically made me a man.
Wow.
There's a bit in that match which I think might be one of the things where I was like, wrestling's amazing. I don't understand how this works, but I love it. I think it's in that match, thinking back on it. So we're going to do Survivor Series 98. We're going to go full nostalgia. We're going to be like, it's going to be nuts. You're going to love it.
Guys, I think this is actually quite an ironic pick because our brothers are in this match. The Conquistadores are in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be good to see them again.
Duggan's in it. The Red Rooster's in it. Coco Beware's in it. Hercules and his tiny trunks is in it.
I would also like to admit at this point, I have never seen this show.
Oh, I watched this again. I can't we'll probably go into this next show, but I watched this so many times as a kid because, I got this for video one Christmas, and it must have been before WrestleMania 8. It must have been. But that and Royal Rumble, is it 90, Al, where Hogan eliminates Perfect at the end?
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, those two were the first kind of two proper pay-per-views that were given to me to watch.
Confuse you, because I'm used to the tape as well. I've watched that tape loads and loads of times. But when you come to watch the network version, you discover the tag team match wasn't the opening contest. Yeah, it really confused me. It's second on the card. The Warriors match is the opening contest, but on the tape they edited it so this big tag team match is the opening contest. And it's really, I never knew. It was really confusing when I watched it for the first time. I'm like, oh, right. I thought that was the opening match, but that
is weird.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to watch it, but I've only watched the tag team match. I've not watched anything else around it, so I've not really kind of cared, not paid attention to the order. But I'm just kind of going, right, I want to watch that match again because that's brilliant. But yeah.
Also, there's two matches that are clipped as well. The Warriors match and Jake Snake match, they're clipped, pretty much down to the eliminations only.
What, on the network?
But no, on the tape you had.
I got you. Yeah.
It's in full on the network.
How'd you clip the snake? That's just rude.
Well,
take his drugs away.
It's better than the bloody previous years. The 87 videotape of the Survivor Series is clipped again and manages to clip a whole elimination.
Nice.
So 1 minute you're watching the match, and then the next minute the British Bulldogs just vanish.
No one cares about the Bulldog in 87. No one cares about him at all.
So
he hasn't got dreads or anything then, has he? So
no, he hasn't got much hair at all.
Yeah, that'll be my pick. I'm going to change it up. Going to give you boys a Christmas treat for the end of the year.
Good. Oh, lovely. Good.
I'll tell you something. It won't be finishing bottom.
No, it won't. Purely because of that 10-on-10 match alone, will be giving it a little bit of a lift.
I'm just like the logistics of that match, having 10 guys on each side of the ring. That must have been interesting.
It's nuts. It is nuts.
Pretty busy to begin with. Yeah.
The way they do it's fantastic. I just think every guy's got to be on his game, but the way they do it is seamless, and I just think it's one of the best matches. I do think it's fantastic.
Awesome.
I think this is like that kind of peak Survivor Series where it is like every match is a Survivor Series match. It's not like a Survivor Series match and a load of other singles like it kind of evolved into. It's like proper.
Or whatever the fuck
Survivor
is
Series.
happening in like a week or so.
Yeah.
It's mostly just champion versus champion stuff in a week's time, isn't it?
Brand versus
Yeah,
brand.
they've already got a pay-per-view for that. It's called Clash of the Champions.
Yeah, but Clash of Champions is just when all the titles are on the line. Survivor Series this year seems to be champion versus champion. So one shows, Universal Champion versus WWE Champion, rather.
Who the fuck cares? That's
Not really, no. Because the thing is, they do it like a month after a brand split, so you get people who are supposed to have brand loyalty after being there for 3 years.
Brand loyalty doesn't matter because they just turn up on any show and have swapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Mean nothing.
I'm sure the stats out there on how many times Randy Orton's wrestled or swapped. Rotors in all the years he's been there.
And it's annoying because it kind of gets some of the storylines because what they're doing with Roman Reigns at the moment is actually really good. Like his the
Roman Reigns
tribal
thing
chief.
Is amazing. Yeah.
And all
The
the
Hell
stuff
in a
with the
Cell
Usos.
match with Jey Uso was a fantastic. That was such a well put together match.
Yeah. And then you just you're just going to crowbar that off for a second to kind of go, actually, I like SmackDown loads, so I'm going to do stuff like that. It's like, nah.
Did anyone also see the NXT UK match between Ilya Dragunov and Walter?
You mean two men hitting each other extremely hard in the face?
God, that was
Chopfest 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, it's a match that took place. The tragedy is that match took place in an empty room
in BT Sports TV studios.
In BT Sports TV studios, yeah, and it's just, oh my God, it was incredible. It's like half an hour of just
violence,
walloping the crap out of each other.
The only annoying thing is I hate the NXT announce team.
What, Vic Joseph and...
if Vic Joseph can be put into a rocket and fired into the sun tomorrow, I would fund it.
He's a little bit, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, McGuinness is alright, isn't he?
Yeah, McGuinness is great. Vic Joseph just needs to go away.
Fair enough. Did anyone also see Halloween Havoc?
No, I've got better things to do with my time.
Oh, what?
I saw bits of it. I saw the
really
the Halloween match. That was just like, and he gets hit by a zombie. I was like, yes, I'm into this.
Oh, the Haunted House of Horrors match.
Yeah,
with Cameron Grimes and Dexter Loomis.
Yeah. Oh, and the highlight.
Did you see the bit where Cameron Grimes didn't want to go in the van to get to the house at the start of the show?
I think so. Is that when who was in the van?
Well, he's there going, Mr. Regal, I don't really think it's safe. I don't want to go to this house because I don't think it's safe, Mr. Regal. It's like going, come on now, son, get your chops in there. Just really funny. And the door opens and the Halloween taxi's got Michael P.S. Hayes in it, who's just dancing out the door.
Yeah, he's like proper Freebird Michael Hayes, isn't he? I saw that bit.
Yeah, he's like proper free. He's he's got Bard Street LA, Bard Street Atlanta GA on there.
I quite like the kind of into that, there's a bit when Johnny Gargano super kicked a skeleton. I was like, stupid skeleton.
Yeah, I was like, stupid skeleton, stupid wheel.
Yeah, because he hates wheels, but then he loves wheels now, doesn't he? So it's fine.
He loves wheels now because he won. Yeah. But now it's Candice that doesn't like wheels because she lost her wheel, spin the wheel match. Oh, it was brilliant.
Was it her talking that real nasty bump up the ladders at the end of the match?
Yes, it looked horrendous.
Did you see that, Euan?
No, I didn't watch the show, but I've not seen that clip though. I did see the Michael P.S. Hayes, but I did laugh.
Oh,
she's
brilliant.
It's the old tip the ladder to tip the person out of the ring, and she lands onto a ladder. But I can't tell, but it seems like she lands knee first onto the ladder.
Oh no, that's not good.
Properly went.
But the thing is, because it's at the edge of the camera and it cuts to in the other ring, so you can't quite tell how she lands. But it ends with her kind of she's lying on her back, head back, she's dead, on this split ladder. And it's wow, that's some visual to end the match on. On a Halloween show, someone's actually dead and smashed through this ladder.
Yeah.
So yeah, well played.
I guess it's on brand.
Yeah, it's on brand.
Oh, it's amazing.
Halloween Havoc.
I love.
What's good about it was
just cheesy good fun.
It lent into the cheese, but it didn't go down the kind of what's his name, the Yeti kind of cheese.
No. It was
just.
It was like a nice.
It's a fine edge. It's a fine edge, and it just kept it on that kind of right.
Yeah.
On the right part of it.
It was kind of like the entire of NXT had basically spent one night in the Twilight Zone. And then just next week it was kind of like normal wrestling again.
Yeah, all fine.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah. That's the wrestling roundup then at the end of the show.
That is, yeah. We can do the modern stuff just briefly because this pay-per-view was quite short, so therefore we finished ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it's good.
You're welcome.
No problem
Listener.
at all.
Exactly. So...
Yeah. So we've got that Christmas treat next, so Survivor Series 88, and then after that, I think it's a round table we need to decide
It'll
on
be
at
a
some
round
point.
table in January then, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, but what should we do for that, I wonder?
Oh, God.
The wrestling's greatest president.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Were we
it's
not
Jack
going to
Tunney,
do... Were we not going to do theme tunes at some stage?
Yes.
That'd be a cracker, wouldn't it? Cause
Yeah, but Al can't have the Bushwhackers, though. You can't have the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Imagine that. Doing, 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 doing.
I can. That's why I'm saying no.
You can. Al, back me up on this.
So what we're doing? Voting for the greatest wrestling theme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's an idea anyway. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying it's that's what we're doing.
To get around the content ID when I upload it onto YouTube, we'll all have to sing the theme tunes.
I'm happy to acapella it. That's fine.
Oh, can you imagine? Like we just do William Shatner's on it. That'd be amazing. Booyaka, booyaka.
I hear voices
619.
in my mind. They talk to me.
Do you know what the best bit of that?
They
though?
cancel me.
The absolute icing on the cake on that one. There was something on is it The Bump? They do that little chat show thing on the network.
Yeah.
They actually got William Shatner on a video call, and they showed him that video, and they said, "Oh, that was 10 years ago when you were the GM of Raw for the night." And he went, "I have no recollection of this." And it was just like, okay, Shatner's denying all knowledge of singing those songs, but that's blatantly on the video. It's blatantly there.
Wasn't he? That he talking about the deep fake video? That's what it is.
Yep. It's just William Shatner singing Shawn Michaels' theme tune. Oh my!
Oh, that's
I'm a sexy boy.
I'm a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. It's just... it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that would be my vote for a round table. We do theme songs.
Acapella.
So what, is it going to be like a YouTube version for the copyright claim?
It's going to have to be. Because it will get
podcast version with the music on.
They get like wrestling music gets like struck down so quick. It's like,
it's like straight away.
Although normally it's like it just gets blocked in some countries, or it's like you can't monetize this, you naughty boys. It doesn't
Can you
get
like some 8-bit MIDI version of it or something?
Ooh,
depending on what it is.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I do have some software that can do that.
Just reuse all like the ones like NES Wrestling Challenge.
Oh God.
Yeah, but they're not going to have, I don't know, somebody modern's music, are they? In the 8-bit style?
No,
you never know.
Easy,
you never know, I suppose. You never know.
I remember playing that game and humming along an 8-bit version of Rick Rude's theme tune.
Do.
I remember I had WWE Superstars on the Game Boy. I'm trying to remember who was in it.
Well,
Million Dollar Man was definitely in it.
Mr.
Million Dollar
Snake was in
Man,
it. Mr.
Randy
Perfect.
Savage, Warrior, Mr. Perfect, and Hogan.
Must be it, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
who you
like
can
a
choose
really,
from. That's who you can choose from for the round table. That's it, nobody
you're
else.
like 5 people.
Yeah, you just kept
still
doing...
amazing. It's a really good game, that.
I'm sure Million Dollar Man's knee lift was the one you just did all the time. I'm sure that's why I beat the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just keep doing his knee lift. Bang.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great. Has anyone seen, just while we're on gaming very briefly, by AEW's new game?
Yep, been made by Ukes. I'm quite excited by that.
Made by Ukes with the No Mercy engine.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Did you actually watch the reveal?
Yes.
Yeah.
With all coming out of Steve Jobs.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
When even Audrey Edwards is coming out.
Ripped off a referee shirt. It's like, yep, Steve Jobs.
Yep. Steve Jobs, glasses on, totally fine. Britt Baker does the same thing. It was pretty awesome. I like
got a lot
that
of
a
time
lot.
for Dr. Britt Baker. She's very funny.
Yeah, she is very funny. But there we go.
There's my wrestling opinion of the week for you.
I think Britt Baker is good. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Britt Baker is good.
I'm really looking forward to that wrestling game. It's the same. It's not the same studio Aki that did it, but it's the same guy that was in charge of Aki at the time.
Yeah.
Seeing it, so it looks cool. And the video that they showed, it was, I don't think it was gameplay, but it might have been in engine. But it did have a lot of No Mercy-isms about it.
Because there's that one. Then there's like a booking manager game.
Yeah, like a
game for the mobile
game.
And then there's a casino game for some bizarre reason.
Some bizarre reason. Well, double.
They're all about the casinos, aren't they? All in stuff, wasn't it? You know.
True.
Yeah, it's all the casino stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's the buy-in, all in, all out, shake it all about. Okay. Which is going to be next year's AEW pay-per-view schedule.
Email that into Being the Elite as like suggested tag team names. Pay-per-view names for the next few shows. I'm sure they'll. You'll get a bit out of that. Surely you'll be in with the Dark Order or something.
No, well that'll be cool. Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be awesome.
I like the Dark Order now. They're funny.
Give me the mask now. Awesome, cool. I take it the music will be playing over this bit then.
Oh,
obviously.
Okay.
That's we all say goodnight.
Yeah.
Good night.
Whoa, that was unnecessarily saucy.
That was actually. Oh,
heavens!
That's in a tingle up the spine, didn't it?
Not the spine I was aiming for.
Oh, good lord.
Well, I'm gonna say goodnight. I've been watching old episodes of Crime Watch on YouTube. It's fantastic.
What the fuck is wrong with you?